And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Forecast. I'm JD, and I'll be your host for the rest of the week while Hogue is out on vacation. Thank you for spending your morning with me. Let's get right into it with this morning's economic calendar. We have a Red Book coming out at 7:55 Central Time, which tracks weekly consumer spending at certain chains, discounters, and department stores, stuff like that. Also, the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index out at 9 o'clock Central Time. The survey tracks business conditions in the Richmond Fed's manufacturing sector. And then at 9:30 Central Time, Fed Governor John Williams is scheduled to speak. A couple of news headlines I saw coming out this morning pertaining to our title, the yield curve. Flattening yield curve is sparking more inflation concerns this morning. Some converging yields between longer and shorter term treasuries has historically been a signal of a looming recession. This morning, the gap between the 2-year and the 10-year is right around 0.2 percentage points, I believe I read. But the FOMC has indicated that they are taking aggressive measures to combat inflation with more rate hikes. Target Fed fund rates for 2022 is 1.9% and 2.8% for the end of 2023. Earlier this morning, Goldman analysts also said they're expecting 50 basis point hikes in both the May and June Fed meetings. So we're going to see quite a bit of action on the Treasury markets this summer. On the Ukraine-Russia front, a couple of headlines I saw passing by from investing.com kind of really caught my eye. Unexpected stuff. This first one says Zelensky, Ukraine, ready to discuss commitment not to join NATO. And another one says, Zelensky ready to discuss the status of Crimea and Donbass after the ceasefire. I've been looking around a little bit, but I really don't see any other information floating around supporting any of this. And I don't know if it's true or not, but if it were the case, wouldn't that mean that Putin's winning? I don't know. Yesterday, I also mentioned yesterday that the White House is prepping for a cyber attack from Russia, or at least warning of one, and then Russia came out this morning and said that they've rejected the U.S. claim that it may be preparing for cyber attacks as a response to U.S. sanctions. Speaking of sanctions, the U.S. has announced sanctions on Chinese officials over repressive religious acts. According to The Hill, in a statement, the U.S. State Department said it would impose visa restrictions on Chinese officials that are believed to be responsible for policies or actions aimed at repressing religious and spiritual practitioners, members of ethnic minority groups, dissidents, human rights defenders, journalists, labor organizers, civil society organizers, and peaceful protesters in China and beyond. Interesting. On the commodity front, wheat, corn, and soybeans all closed higher again yesterday. This ties into what we were talking about briefly about last week's PPI release, showing a year-over-year increase of 10%. Just saying that food prices have been going up, and it looks like they're going to continue to go up. That's it on the news front for this morning. Let's take a look and see who's in the room today. Spencer Rhodes, Tachyon. Spencer first in the room. I'm not sure what kind of prize Hoax gives out every day. If there even is one. Just getting mentioned first. So, Spencer, you're first. Congratulations. Tachyon, Shaw, Zach, Brian, Scott, Isaac, Sarah, Marcelo, Lewis, Terry, Vince, Brody, Mr. Presto, Devant, Force, Elizabeth, Alessandro, Traders with Edge, Expediter, James, Trading Research, chilling with Dylan and Spencer again. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. What do you say we just jump into some charts and see what the markets are telling us for today? Putin is lying if his lips are moving. All right, let's cut over here. Let's start with the ES. I don't know if you guys track nice closing imbalances, but it showed over $1 billion worth of stock to buy in yesterday's close, which is sort of a big number. I'd say just above average, and the June contract here gained just about 13,000 in open interest during yesterday's chop fest. Looking at some of these short-term moving averages, the 10 days cross above the 20-day, and they're both kind of converging on the 50. Volume has been steadily increasing the last 3 sessions, and momentum still pointing a little higher. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. This pretty much just shows us that this market has been in a period of consolidation since Friday here. The high and the low and the range have both been tested, and we keep seeing buyers come in around this 10-period moving average. Let's see what the 30-minute is telling us. Here we spent the majority of the night trading inside yesterday's value area. Overnight inventory appeared to be sort of mixed, trading at both the low and high end of yesterday's value area, and really just barely breaching that value area high recently. Still unable to take out yesterday's high, and now kind of drifting back lower again. Overall, I would say here, taking another look at this continuation chart, all signs are still kind of pointing towards higher prices right now, but I'd like to see it close above that 44.90 level just to boost my confidence. We could have another chop session here. Kind of wait and see what happens after the open. Let's move on to crude oil. So we got a slight uptick in volume yesterday. Looking at this daily, it's still kind of shockingly low to me. Even with the low volume, the May contract picked up close to 14,000 in open interest during yesterday's rally. And this momentum oscillator and the moving averages are still kind of pointing higher. But it was trading a shade lower this morning. It looks like we're almost unchanged now. Let's see what the 4 hours looking like. So after yesterday's rally with very few pullbacks here, the market did find some rejection right here at our weekly kickoff high, and it sort of fell out of bed right here. It looks like some buyers came in right around this 10-period moving average, but there might be sort of a little tug-of-war going on here. Not too long ago, we saw some sellers coming in right around the VWAP. We're just above the VWAP right now. Let's see what the 30-minute says. So this is painting a little better of a picture for us. Overnight inventory was getting long and found rejection at weekly kickoff high, like I said. Broke right back down into yesterday's value area. I gotta fix these profiles here. I'll get that straight for this afternoon. I'd say for this weakness to continue, I want to see both price and volume patterns sort of playing out. You see this increased volume on the way down early this morning, and the subsequent upswing with sort of moderately decreasing volume, sort of flattening out here. So I would like to see a lower high on lower volume and a lower low on increasing volume. We'll see. We're sort of breaking above these short-term moving averages and the VWAP right now. So if we continue to march higher, that might be out of play. But with this rejection at weekly kickoff high, we might see some more continued sellers coming in up there later this afternoon. Overall, momentum still pointing higher, like I said, but this market could be setting up for a little short-term downward price action, possibly. Let's see what the Nasdaq is doing today. So this is looking awfully like the ES chart also. Short-term moving averages, the 10 days crossed above the 20-day, converging on the 50-day. Volume steadily increasing over the last 3 sessions, and momentum still pointing higher. On the 4-year, pretty much the same exact picture. Shows the market's been in consolidation since Friday, testing both the high and low ends of the range, and we see some buyers keep coming in right around this 10-period moving average. On the 30-minute, this up a little more. Spent the majority of the night trading inside yesterday's value area, just like the ES. Overnight inventory looks mixed, trading both the high and low of yesterday's value area. Same thing, breached above value area high, but unable to take out yesterday's high. Overall, I would say the 50-day moving average could be the line in the sand today. I'll be keeping a close eye on that one if we continue to move a little bit lower. On to gold. So right here, it looks like we're entering our 5th day of consolidation here. Ranges are getting tighter, volume is drying up. This market looks poised to make a move soon. Hogue talked about this island top here, reversal pattern last week. So this consolidation could possibly be a bear flag setting up to continue this pattern lower. If that's the case, I'd like to see another test of last Thursday's high right here on a little lower volume, followed by rejection maybe down a weekly kickoff low. Let's see what the 4-hour has to say. Same thing here, tighter ranges, decreasing volume. Looking at this, there's potential to test both sides of this range before getting a breakout possibly. Maybe the 30 minutes saying something different. Overnight inventory looks to be short. Price found some rejection right at yesterday's high up here, value area high, and retreated back down through the value area low, but never really tested yesterday's low. We do have a slight increase in volume on this break and some decreasing volume on the small move up. Again, lower highs and lower lows is what we're looking for. I think the likelihood of testing yesterday's low first before testing last Thursday's high is more likely. That could all change in a heartbeat though, obviously. But I think we're looking at another choppy session in gold today. On to the 10-year. So on this daily, well, we all know what happened here yesterday. After Powell's speech, the 10-year went for a dip, but gained over 50,000 in open interest on the way down. We saw a bit of follow-through overnight, not a whole lot, but there's still weakness in this market. Now in the 4-hour, when I look at this, it almost gives me the feeling that momentum starting to peter out a little bit. Those ranges are getting a little tighter, but it needs to start moving above the VWAP for any type of confirmation of that. After breaking out of this sort of bear flag right here yesterday, this market is still overall bearish. On the 30-minute, overnight inventory would appear to be short on this market too. Prices did come back to test the bottom of yesterday's value area. You can see right here. Right now we've got some short-term moving averages converging on a small rally. Slightly increasing volume. Fails to take out this recent high right back here from early this morning. Then I would definitely look to be taking out the overnight low. Overall, more expected rate hikes are on the way. Momentum is pointing lower. There's not much I see to look for below in terms of support or target areas, but a small bounce today isn't out of the question, but lower price is likely. with that, let's cut back over. Can everybody see me now? So here we go. Any questions before we get going? Looking through the chat. Good morning to all. So for later today, it's Tuesday, it's Coach's Playbook Tuesday. Join us at 11 o'clock Central Time. We're going to be talking a little bit about trading the rollover. Should be a pretty good one. If I don't see you there, then I will see you later this afternoon for the recap. I'll check one more time, see if we have anything coming in. What price is the 50-day in the NQ and ES? Let's check real quick. On the ES, I have the 50-day right around 4,400. And in the NQ, right around 14.3. There you go. Let's see, actually, let's take a look and see what crude oil is doing on the open. I'm going to reshare some charts here. Oh, that's the NQ. 1 second. There we go. Set up this 1 minute chart yesterday just to take a look. Immediate rejection. Sarah Hall, what's my dog? Oh, did you hear the dog drinking some water a second ago? Her name is Lila. We just adopted her. Her name was Delilah when we got her. We shortened it to just Lila. She's a cutie pie. So immediate rejection off the open. Right back down to this short-term VWAP. Let's take a look at a 30-minute here. See what's happening. Broke through all these short-term moving averages. See if this is sustainable if we take out the overnight low. Maybe we'll get a move down to last week's high. But we'll keep you posted on that. And we'll take another look at this on the recap later this afternoon. How about that? So with that, 8:03, finished a little quick today. But that's alright. Give you a few more minutes to prep for the trading session coming up. The coaches mentoring. There won't be any group coaching this week while Hogue is out. You'll get a if you're subscribed to our channel, you'll get a pop-up message notifying you when the coach's playbook starts today. It's 11 o'clock Central Time. I don't have a link yet because it's not set up. But just stay tuned and yes, take your deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, creative. And I will see you all, if not later this morning for the coach's playbook, then this afternoon for the market recap. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I will see you later.